So let's start the session. Hello everyone, I am Maru, the project manager of development products for developers such as LIFF and Line Login. I used to be QA lead, but April last year I changed it to PM. Hello everyone, I'm Ikeda. I am a front-end engineer for LIFF and Line Design System Global. It's very nice to meet you. Today, we'll be talking about introduction of LIFF. First, I will be talking about LIFF and Line mini application features, case studies, and new features. Second, Ikeda-san, as a LIFF SDK developer, will be talking about how we can develop LIFF application. Let's begin. Line Front-End Framework, which is LIFF, is the web application platform provided by Line. By embedding LIFF SDK to web application, you can connect to Line application and you can develop the web application using Line features and information. The web application on LIFF application is divided into LIFF application and Line mini application. There is a table to show the difference between LIFF application and Line mini application. Both have LIFF SDK, but in order to develop Line mini application, it has to be screened and approved by Line. Only Line mini application which pass the screening are published online for users to enjoy. Other operation environment service messages are somewhat different. Today, I am not going to the details due to time constraint. Next, let me introduce LIFF examples. There are two types, Line Family Service and third-party development, depending on the service providers. You are familiar, Line official accounts, Line News, Line Sticker Shop all use LIFF. In case of Line Family Service, other than close action button at the right top, various UI components such as your favorite setup button are implemented at the header. This is a third-party application. 4 services will be introduced. First one is a Playroom. It's free party game application to play with friends at remote locations. It already gained 60,000 friends. This is multiplayer application, the Bingo. You can actually use Line with your friends. It's popular at online party and year-end party. Next is MPay, which pays the fee of cram school and others using LIFF. It consolidates history of payment, improving the convenience. Last is Smart Inheritance app for elderly people, not so survey users. It uses highly visible UI and data entry assistance. Now, let me introduce Line mini application. At restaurants, you can actually use table order function through Line mini application. Once the customers come in, check in, taking orders, and payment, all operations are completed on mini application. Under pandemic, this allows contactless interaction between the staff members and the restaurants, which is quite good. Next is a hair salon booking and membership application. Registry of the members and also membership card and coupon can be completed within one Line mini application. Through service message, you can confirm the payment. Official accounts can be tied to distribute coupons, and this also increases the retention. Those are case studies. Now, I'd like to introduce new functions and characteristics and strength of LIFF platform which we introduced this year. As you see on the screen, there are 6 topics. Let me go one by one. LIFF integrates Line Login. We have playground application to check the operation. So let's see. In case of an external browser, after starting LIFF application, you execute LIFF login to jump to Line login. You enter mail address and set to connect to Line. No complicated setting is required to authenticate and approve to get user profile from Line platform. This is a benefit. On sample code, after initializing LIFF login method can be called to complete the login. This is quite simple code to log in Line. You may not know about this, but LIFF supports cross browsers. LIFF SDK version 2 accommodate other environment than Line application. Many LIFF APIs are compatible with PC browsers, so this can operate on regular web browser. Next is the proprietary function of LIFF, which is Share Target Picker. Share Target Picker selects Send to send message to friends. Other than your friends, you can actually send the message. So using this feature, you can actually allow the users to connect services or spread information as social function. It's quite powerful. This Share Target Picker, we want to enhance the feature to even specify the send to. One of the LIFF strengths is you don't have to do your own development. Already a variety of different utilities are available. So now, let me introduce Scan Code v2, which was released at the beginning of October. Compared to the traditional Scan Code to start Line native application camera, Scan Code v2 uses WebRTC to start web camera on LIFF browser. To use it, you need to enable it on Line Developers Console. Service side does not need to take cost to implement code readers. Next is LIFF sub-window function, which allows users to focus on the main task. As a specification of LIFF, we cannot start multiple LIFF browsers at the same time, but sub-window lays another modal window on existing LIFF browser. Users keep concentration and avoid unintentional abandoning during the service provisions. As you see on the screen, on the sub-window, there are several sizes of the screens, so depending on the usage, you can specify the size. Currently, it is internal-only feature for Line service, but it will be published as public API soon. Next is a simplified user agreement of Line Mini application, which was released in this year. Originally, when user access to the Line Mini application, consent screen is displayed to get user profile information every time. But simplified user agreement is enabled on Line Mini application, so the consent process is required just for the first time. If user access to the different Line Mini application, it will skip the consent screen and start the service. There are other niche services and features. LIFF referrer query parameter allows you to get referral of the page before a transition, and dark mode is enabled. These will be released soon. That's all from my side. Due to the time constraint, I cannot go to the details about the features or new functions of LIFF. If you want to know more, please refer to the document of Line developers. After myself, Ikeda-san is going to present the process of LIFF development. Ikeda-san, please start. Thank you very much, Maru-san. So now I'd like to talk about LIFF development. I divided LIFF application development into 2 steps. Number 1, register your LIFF application on Line Developers Console. Number 2, create LIFF application with LIFF JavaScript SDK. First, register LIFF application. On developer consoles, you need to create provider, channel, and LIFF. Left side is parent to the right side. There are 3 steps. Developer console is based on GUI, so it's not that difficult. You can set up quite easily. This is the channel after creating provider and channel. On LIFF tab, you can add LIFF using Add button. Pressing button will bring this screen. Let me go from the top. First, its application name. It can be set up, and then the size of the application can be set up. If you take a look at the right-hand side, I think it's easy to understand. Next is an endpoint URL. You need to enter the URL of web application which you developed. Next is scope. These information will be shown on user consent screen when users are asked for permission. Bot link feature is the option for Line official account. Next, Scan QR enables LIFF Scan Code API. Module mode is the option to show or not show share button at the header. If you set up these to complete the registration, LIFF ID is issued. This is how you prepare. Let's talk about web application developing using LIFF SDK. First, you need to install LIFF SDK to the project. As you see, at the top, you can use CDN. If you are using Node.js, you can install using NPM or Yarn. Either way is fine. After installation, using LIFF SDK to initialize LIFF in application, so it's functioning as LIFF application. So by passing LIFF ID, which you register at LIFF init method in LIFF SDK, you can actually use API provided by LIFF quite easily. In this case, if it's not logged in, you are using LIFF login API. If you log in, you use LIFF get profile API. One concern is that just in this example, if you are using vanilla JavaScript, it's easy to understand. But if you are using Next and Next web framework, it's quite difficult to understand how to write it. For that, LIFF has several starters. If you are using one of those starters, you can easily starting the development. As you see on the video, at line create LIFF app is still a prototype, but when you are using LIFF for each framework, you can install boilerplate quite easily. We are planning to provide this. In this video, application name and template are selected, and then specify the package manager to install the project. You move to the project, and then you enter the development command to start the project. Once development is completed, you can deploy web application. Netlify hierarchy can be utilized. In this case, I use Vercel. On Developer's Console, you have to confirm if the endpoint URL is right. Then you can debug in Line Talkroom. Of course, you can actually use the external browser. On Developer Console, you can get LIFF URL and attach it to the Talkroom to see the operation. I just showed this, but this is the LIFF scan code v2 API is used in this LIFF application. That's all about the LIFF application development. Well, the hurdle for LIFF application development is not that high, so I hope you can try out. However, of course, there are some pain points in LIFF application development. Maybe the documentation or debugging issues, and sometimes it's quite difficult to customize. So there are several pain points. So maybe these are the issues which you may possibly face in LIFF application development. The following session discusses in detail. It's titled For Improvement of Developer Experience of All LIFF Application Developers. If you are interested, please join us. That is all for this session. Thank you very much for your kind attention.